Hey kids, Mr. Little again. Today I'm going to give you the oral recording for the Pre-AP Chemistry Review quiz. There are 15 questions on this quiz. Make sure that you score at least a 70 to get credit for it, and make sure that you hit the send button when you are finished. Okay, here we go. Obviously the first thing you're going to want to do is put your first and last name, put your class period, and then you're going to go ahead and start on question number 1. Which model of an atom is labeled correctly? So you're looking at the correct locations for our subatomic particles of protons, neutrons, and electrons. Is A correct, B, C, or D? Next question. An atom's mass number is 210 and its atomic number is 85. How many neutrons does the atom have? Remember to use 8-man on this one, kids, to get the correct answer. Does it have 85 neutrons, 125 neutrons, 210 neutrons, or 295 neutrons? Question number 3 deals with the Bohr model. The diagram below shows a Bohr model of an atom of nitrogen. According to the model, how many valence electrons does the atom have? Remember, your valence electrons are your electrons in your outermost shell. Does this nitrogen atom have 2 valence electrons, 5 valence electrons, 7 electrons, or 14 valence electrons? Next question. The diagram below shows a model of an atom. Which letter points to the part of the atom where a negatively charged particle can be found? Is it label A, label B, label C, or label D? Next question. The chart below gives the atomic number and mass of 2 elements. How many protons does element B have? Does it have 9 protons, 10 protons, 19 protons, or 20 protons? Remember, kids, 8-man is your friend. A equals P equals E. Next question. The following image shows a section of the periodic table of the elements. Each atom of sulfur, right here, has 6 valence electrons. Which of these elements also has 6 valence electrons? Is it oxygen, boron, nitrogen, or phosphorus? Remember, kids, when you're looking at valence electrons, those are synonymous with your groups. Next question. The periodic table is arranged in columns and rows. What are the columns and the rows of the periodic table called? Are the columns called periods and the rows called energy levels? Are the columns called groups and the rows called periods? Are the columns called atomic number and the rows periods? Or last one, are the columns called groups and the rows atomic numbers? Next question. The picture below shows a part of the periodic table. Which pair of elements are in the same period? So which 2 elements are in the same period? Remember, when you're in LA class, kids, and you're writing a sentence, at the end of the sentence you put a period. So that should tell you whether you're looking at your rows, your side to side, or your columns, your up down. Is it going to be LA and RU, which is LA right here, and RU? Is it going to be RA and SG? Is it going to be LI and NA? Or is it going to be K and MG? Which 2 of those are in the same period? Okay, next one. Magnesium has 1 more valence electron than lithium has. What can you infer about magnesium's location on the periodic table? Magnesium is in the first group. Magnesium is directly below lithium. Magnesium and lithium are in different groups. Or magnesium is exactly to the right of lithium. Next question. The segment of the periodic table shows the elements in group 1 through 9. Which pair of elements is in the same group? Is it going to be Rb and Cs, rubidium and cesium? Is it going to be Ca and Ti, calcium titanium? It's going to be Li and Be, lithium and beryllium? Or is it going to be Na and Mg, sodium and magnesium? Next question. Which properties most likely belong to a metal? Brittle and dull, liquid and clear, ductile and malleable, or gaseous and unreactive? Next question. The following image shows a chemical reaction taking place. What can you infer about this reaction? Mass is not conserved. The reaction absorbs heat. The products will have different properties than the reactants. Or there are reactants but no products. Remember what happens in a chemical reaction, kids. Okay. What are the 5 signs of a chemical reaction? So obviously you're going to mark 5 of these out of the list here. Is it bubbling or gas production, unexpected color change, production of a condensate, evaporation of a liquid, formation of a solid or a precipitate, unexpected temperature change, freezing of a liquid, or production of a new odor, or melting of a solid? Next one. Which of the following occurrences indicate that a chemical reaction has taken place? An odor is produced by burning a sugar cube. A puddle is produced by melting an ice cube. A loud noise is produced by crushing a can. Or a shard of glass is produced by breaking a bottle. Which one of those is an example of a chemical reaction? Last question. A student observed a precipitate form during a chemical reaction. Which of the following did the students most likely observe? Bubbles of gas floated to the top of a solution. The color of a liquid changed when a solid was added to it. Steam rose from a flask when a powder was added to a liquid. Or a solid sank to the bottom of a container when 2 liquids were mixed. Make sure you understand what the definition is for a precipitate, and then the answer should be pretty obvious. Okay, this concludes the oral recording for the Pre-AP Chemistry Week 6 review quiz.